everybody, CW here. I got another scope to review, and maybe a duo video. I got some more bullets from my new friend Bob. Bob is the one from the video you saw previously who sent me in some brass and bullets because he had them but didn't have a use for them and enjoys the videos, so he wanted to contribute, and he sent me the stuff that you saw. Well, he was going through some other things and realized that there was some more stuff, 8mm, that he couldn't use. So here it is. These are, I have to weigh them, but they look like the same 185 grain bullets. Now, I made a mistake in my last video, and I made this mistake about 15 years ago, 12 years ago. I went looking on the internet for information on these 185 Core-Lock Remingtons because, as I said, they were loaded in the 8mm Magnum, and I was worried that they weren't going to be able to upset or expand in the 8mm Mauser velocities. And I made that assumption 12 years ago when I talked in a forum to somebody who had also picked up some of these and was looking for information on them. Well, he contacted Remington directly back 12 years ago, and he posted the email that he got from Remington on these bullets. And direct from Remington, these bullets will expand just below 1,800 feet per second. So if I target 18 to 2,400 feet per second impact velocity, I'm going to get perfect and reliable expansion. Probably down near 1,600, they'll still upset, but not to the degree that most people think of when they think of an expanded bullet. So, you know, just the nose probably will start to expand down below 1,600. But so they said 1,800 will give you a nice full mushroom. 2,400 is going to give you a beautiful mushroom. So if you target that velocity for impact, you're going to be very good. And a 185, if you go by the manuals, I should be able to get close to 28, 2750, 2725 with a 24-inch, 23.5-inch barrel. We've only got a 20-inch barrel, so about 50 feet per second per inch. So 3 inches, 150 feet per second. So let's just say 2750 because it's round math. 2600 is what we're going to be looking at as a top velocity for this bullet. And they recommended 18 to 24 for impact velocities. So that gives us a couple hundred yards to slow down to still be good. And I'll probably only ever use this rifle within 200. Maybe it would stretch to 250, maybe. But realistically inside 100. So the bullet's going to be awesome. He also found 2 more boxes of these beautiful Nosler ballistic tip 180 grain bullets, 50 count boxes, so another 100. So that's 200 of these he's given me, and I thank you so much, Bob. That's just awesome. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Jamie's probably already got the first care package. I'll probably share some more of these with him because I've got 200 now, and I'll never use 200. So I'll share those with him as well. And he's already gotten 100 pieces of brass and the 150 grain bullets. They didn't shoot well for me. Maybe they'll shoot better for him. So I'm spreading the love and sent some of those down to Georgia. So from Washington to Georgia, they're getting all around the country. And I thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. Second part of this video is the review of this scope. This is a Discovery OPT, Discovery Optics, Discovery OPT, Discoveryopt. This says it's shockproof, waterproof, sun, ultra slim. Boy, I can hardly read that, even with my glasses on. Ultra slim tunnel vision. That's funny. Big eye box, nitrogen purged, multi-coated lenses, and a warranty. This is an HT version. They have a whole bunch of scopes. And I actually have another one coming that's an HS, I think, version. We're going to try that one on the 17 WSM. This one here, I think we're going to put on the 1022. And I think we're going to try the challenge that's coming up, or that's running right now for St. Patrick's Day. So hopefully I can get it in before the end of the month. This is 6 to 24 by 44. First focal plane. Now this is supposed to have locking turrets. So let's open it up and see what we got in the box. See what they give us. Comes with a big throw lever for the focus. It comes with rings. Now on the other optic, I had an option of like 4 different rings I could get. So this one just came with the standard tall rings, which I have a whole bunch of them now. So if anybody needs some of these rings, high 30 millimeters, drop me a note and I'll spread the love with you, because I've got a bunch of these. And let's get the scope out here. We got a little card that tells the particulars on the scope, and see if I didn't miss anything here telling you. HT624 HT 6 by 24, there's no spaces. SFIR, 6 to 24 magnification. First focal plane, field of view, it's 21 feet, 5.1 feet at 100 yards. So the highest power, 5.1 feet. Exit pupil is 7.2 to 1.8 millimeters. That's kind of small. 7.2 is okay. Anything below 6 is starting to get, really affecting your eye box and what you can see in the center of that scope. So we'll have to watch for that. Eye relief is 3.3 to 3.1, so a little over 3 inches. Okay. Quick value is 1/4 MOA. We've got 70 MOA of adjustment for elevation and windage. So that's not too bad. That's pretty good. 44 millimeter objective, which means we can get it down close to the barrel. 30 millimeter tube. It's 14.5 inches long, so it's pretty long scope. And it's 21 ounces, so it's not a lightweight. It's not super heavy. It's a little tubby. It is illuminated. It's shockproof. It's waterproof. It's fog-proof, and it's nitrogen filled. And in the directions here, you don't really need directions on the scope, but really quick, how to mount it to your rifle. So they may have some torque specs in here. I like to use about 18 inch-pounds, 16 to 18 inch-pounds, and that's for your rings. Generally, that's accepted across the industry. Bore sighting with a collimator, preliminary sight-in, how to bore sight. We've gone over that. I've told you about that. We'll do it again when we get outside. And the limited lifetime warranty with a phone number to call them. That's nice. Where are you calling? You might be calling China. Friendly service. 176-0744-4784. So it's a different exchange than we're used to in the United States here. All right, let's get and look at the scope. Okay. I ordered some rings as well because I've got a lot of tall ones, but I don't have short ones, and I like it as close to the barrel as we can get it. So I took a shot at these AIM low rings. These are pretty good. I've bought these a couple times, and they're pretty good for what they are. They're a cheap ring. They're not expensive, and I wouldn't use it on a heavy recoiling, even most center fires. Probably be okay on light stuff, 223 and such, but it's got a good sized lug, recoil lug in it. But they're an alloy, so they're a cheaper ring. I think they were 20 beans, 25 beans, something like that. Not much money. For what we're going to use this on, they'll be fine. So I put the cover on. We got the scope all taken apart here. It comes with a sunshade, which is kind of nice. I use them sometimes. This is illuminated, but they use a separate pod here. And it's also got, they call it a leveling position, which is kind of nice, looking for a place to level your scopes and optics. Usually I just level them off the bottom because most of the modern scopes today have a flat on the bottom here. And I level them off the bottom. But having that, it's also got a little flat up here that you can use. So that's nice. Parallax is down to 10. Not sure if it's yards or feet. Probably yards by the look of everything else. And it goes to 500 and then up to infinity. And with the lever, it's very, very nice and smooth. It's still smooth without the lever, but it's a little harder to turn. And they are locking turrets. That was a big thing for me. Locking turrets. Let's see what they sound like. Oh. Tiny bit mushy, but very tactile. And they lock nicely. Let's check the windage. Exactly the same. Maybe a whisker stiffer than Elevation. Still a little mushy. Extremely tactile. And they lock nicely. No hiccups, no nothing. Sometimes you find these scopes that when they have these locking turrets, they don't want to quite lock where you want them. Like if you remember the video we just did with Mama's scope there, the Nico Sterling. Those turrets also lock like these, and they're a little bit finicky. When I took that turret off and put it back on, it was a little finicky to get it to lock back on. It came with a battery installed, so I have no idea how long. So I would recommend, if you're going to use that, if you're going to buy this scope and use that, I would recommend you change the battery, or at least have a spare with you, because you have no idea how long it's been in there. I will do a quick try to look through this reticle to show it to you. I'll set the board up again, and we'll do it. You do it in the clamp, and see if we can replicate what we did last time. 6. It's got a little throw lever on here. Goes all the way over to 24. They're pretty close together. It's stiff, but it's very smooth. I don't know if they offer a different throw lever, but this is pretty small and tapered, and I've seen a bunch of throw levers that will integrate that. They'll allow you to have that. So you may be able to put a throw lever on here. It looks like 6 positions for intensity, and it looks like an off in between each one. The scope comes with a flip-up cover in the front and just a cap in the back. Let's take this off. Let's see what everything looks like in here. All right, that looks pretty good. Nothing really to speak of in there, but everything looks good. The glass is nice and clean. Let's try our extension. Okay, caught. Slightly different color. No big deal. Cap still goes right back on. Okay, I like these caps. They're usable. Snaps on pretty good. I like them to keep the dust off when we're in the gun safe. So that's just fine for me. And this, kind of hard to get off, but it stays on, so that's a good thing. Fast focus looks pretty good back here. It's got a plastic ring around here, so if you get scoped, you got a little bit of plastic on there. The lens is really close to the end. I don't know if you can see that. It's really, really close to the end. I don't really care for that. Just makes it easier to touch. You know, you run your fingers by things and touch. But I guess, you know, they do include this, so maybe it's a good idea to use it. And this goes on kind of like Tupperware. That's why it was so hard to come off. It's got like an edge on it. It's got an edge on the inside, and it snaps over that edge. So might recommend actually using that. All right, let's get the board up here and look through the lens so we can keep this video a little bit shorter. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Again, I apologize for this. It's very hard to do. Oh, that's not so bad. We're not focused, so let's see if we can get it to focus where we're supposed to. And there you go. This is up on 24 power. That's what the crosshairs look like, obviously. You're looking at them. Kind of fine. I like that. For this is a target scope. Let me pause you again, and I'll turn the illumination on. It's hard to turn that illumination on with the camera in my hand. I got my finger braced. And there you go. So let me turn it down on low power, show you how small this gets. Again, first focal plane, your focus or your power adjustment is going to change the size of your reticle. Here it is on about 10 power or so. And see how much smaller it got. We'll go down to 6 power. And here it is down on 6 power. You can barely see the illumination now. I don't know if that's because the battery is going dead or if that's because of the size. Like I said, no idea how long that battery's been in there, or it's, you know, how strong it is. But there we go. That's the reticle. Let's get this mounted on the 1022 and see how it looks. Oh, there it is. Mounted up perfect. Like I say, it was really nice. The reticle was perfectly centered inside my collimator, dead center, right out of the box. So that was nice to see. Nothing wrong with this scope. I just want to put this on a air gun. So there we go. Now I can get it on my air rifle, and we're going to have this one to test over here on the 1022. So stay tuned for that. I think it looks good on there. Good looking scope. Pretty attractive prices. They can be had on Amazon. Probably the best place unless you go someplace else online. But check them out. All right. God bless everybody. Check it out on the range. Upcoming video. CW out.